You know, we walk through buildings every single day, but we rarely stop to think about the incredible world of complexity hidden just beneath the surface. Well, in this explainer, we're going to peel back those layers. We're going to give you a brand new framework for understanding the architecture that literally surrounds us all. So, let's start with a little bit of a puzzle. What could a beehive and a skyscraper possibly have in common? I mean, they seem like they're from different universes, right? But the answer? Well, it reveals this fundamental principle that connects pretty much everything, both in the natural world and in the world we build. And the answer is, they are both systems. That's the secret. A system is just a bunch of interconnected parts that all work together to achieve something, a common purpose. Whether that's to house a colony of bees or thousands of office workers, it doesn't matter. It's this idea of interconnectedness that is absolutely key to everything we're about to talk about. And when it comes to human-made complexity, wow, buildings are right up there at the top of the list. They're not just empty shells. They are these incredibly intricate machines for living, with countless moving parts that all depend on each other. So that begs the question, how in the world do architects manage all of this mind-boggling complexity? Well, they have a really powerful tool called taxonomy. At its heart, it's the science of classification. Think of it like this. Just like a biologist organizes the entire animal kingdom to make sense of it, an architect uses taxonomy to break down a building's overwhelming complexity into logical, understandable categories. Or, as we've been saying, into systems. So, let's try it ourselves. Let's put on our architect hats for a minute. We're going to dissect a building into its primary systems, basically creating a blueprint you can use to understand any structure you ever walk into again. Okay, first up, the big one, the most fundamental system of them all, the structural system. This is, quite literally, the building skeleton. It's the framework that holds all the weight, that fights against gravity, and that stands strong against things like wind or even earthquakes. Honestly, without this, nothing else would even be possible. And here you can see the key components in action. It all starts with the foundation, which anchors the entire building to the ground, giving it a stable base. Then you've got the columns and beams, which form that rigid frame, channeling all the weight down, down, down to the ground. And finally, the floor slabs create the horizontal surfaces we live and work on, spreading the load across that whole frame. Every single piece you see is locked in this constant silent battle against gravity. And this comparison here shows how the choice of structure changes everything. Older buildings, for example, often use these massive, thick, load-bearing walls that were basically the skeleton and the skin all in one. But modern skyscrapers, they use a separate frame structure, which is what allows for those incredible glass curtain walls that would have been completely impossible in the past. So, we have our skeleton, let's move to the next layer. If the structure is the skeleton, then it only makes sense that the enclosure system is the skin. It's the barrier, the thing that separates the controlled, comfy indoor environment from the wild, unpredictable world outside. Its main job is pretty simple. Keep the weather out and keep the comfort in. As you can see, every single component here is crucial. The roof sheds the rain, the walls block the wind, the windows let in light but keep out the cold, and all those invisible layers of insulation and waterproofing make sure the inside stays just right. Together, they create the boundary for the building's own little ecosystem. All right, now that we have a protected space, we actually have to make it livable, and that is the job of the environmental system. Think of this as the building's lungs and its circulatory system. It breathes air in and out, it manages the temperature, and it pumps water and power everywhere it's needed. And the energy this takes, it's huge. Just look at this chart. Heating, cooling, and lighting make up almost all of a typical building's energy use. This makes the environmental system absolutely critical, not just for our comfort, but for sustainability, and for how much it costs to run the building over its lifetime. And finally, we've got the systems that make a building smart and, more importantly, safe. This is its nervous system. This is the network that carries power, data, and critical safety signals throughout the entire structure, allowing it to respond to us and to emergencies. I mean, really think about it. Without electricity, a modern building is just a dark, useless box. Without data, it's completely disconnected from the world. And without fire alarms, sprinklers, or elevators, it's not just inaccessible, it's downright dangerous. These systems are the vital web that truly brings a building to life. So we've taken the building apart piece by piece, system by system. But the real magic isn't in any single one of those parts. It's in how they all come together, how they all integrate and work in concert. You know that famous quote from Aristotle, "The whole is greater than the sum of its parts"?
Well, that has never been more true than when you're talking about a building. A pile of beams, some pipes, and a bunch of wires, that's just a pile of stuff. A building only emerges when these systems are woven together in a highly coordinated, totally interdependent way.
And you can actually watch this integration happen in the construction process. It's like a carefully choreographed dance. As you see here, first the structure, the skeleton, goes up. Then the enclosure, the skin, wraps it. After that, all the environmental systems, the lungs and circulation, are threaded through the middle. And finally, the communication and safety networks, the nervous system, are layered in to connect absolutely everything. Each step completely relies on the one that came before it. Now, I'm about to show you a number that might actually shock you. 70%. What could that possibly represent? It's a figure that gets to the absolute heart of what modern architecture is all about. That's right. As much as 70% of a modern building's entire cost is often tied up in its systems. We're talking about the invisible stuff, the mechanics, the electronics, the plumbing. So while we see the cool structure and the fancy skin, the real investment, the real complexity, is in those highly engineered systems humming away behind the walls, making the whole thing function. It's all about specialized materials, precision engineering, and expert labor. They are the building's beating heart. So, okay, why does any of this matter? Because having this framework, this way of thinking, it doesn't just explain buildings. It fundamentally changes how you see the entire world around you. This whole idea isn't just some academic exercise for architects. It's a new lens for you. The next time you walk into any building, you're not just going to see walls and windows anymore. You'll be able to see the invisible ecosystem of all these interacting systems. You'll see the elegant solution to an unbelievably complex problem. So let's recap the big ideas really quick. First, every building is a complex ecosystem. Second, taxonomy is the tool, it's our secret decoder ring for understanding that complexity. Third, the real magic, the real value, is in how all those systems integrate. And finally, and this is the best part, you can now see that invisible intelligence in any building you walk into. And that just leaves us with one final question to think about. If a building really is a symphony of systems, with each part playing its specific role to create this beautiful, harmonious whole, who's the conductor? Is it the architect? Is it the engineer? Or maybe it's us, the people who actually use the building, who bring it to life every single day.